After today's Supreme Court hearing, we are deeply disheartened and aggrieved. We observe that there has been no progress in the investigation of the horrific rape and murder of Abhaya, which was taken over by the CBI. From High Court to Supreme Court and from Kolkata Police to CBI, the investigation has been handed around, yet justice remained distant. Moreover, we saw that the state government and its lawyer, Kapil Sibal, playing a disgraceful role in trying to stop and malign our movement by any means. They claim that due to the junior doctors' strike, people are dying and patient services are being disrupted. We want to remind everyone clearly that the patient services are operational in every medical colleges in the state, with senior doctors tirelessly providing care. We also want to remind the public that there are 245 government hospitals in the state, out of which only 26 are medical colleges. The number of junior doctors is less than 7,500. West Bengal has nearly 93,000 registered doctors. Given that only a few medical colleges have junior doctors on strike, how can the entire healthcare system be said to be collapsing? This indicates that the government is spreading falsehoods and misleading the Supreme Court. We believe that this is a nefarious government effort to tarnish our movement and mislead the massive public support for it. We condemn Kapil Sibal and the Health Department, including the Health Minister, for this vile attempt to mislead the Supreme Court. We want to remind both the government and the Supreme Court that junior doctors are not the main pillar of healthcare system. They are merely trainees. If we accept the government's statistics as true, and then if the healthcare system collapses due to the junior doctors' strike alone, it actually highlights the severe shortage of senior doctors, nurses, and healthcare infrastructure in government hospitals. The Health Department and Health Minister cannot escape the responsibility for this. We also saw that Kapil Sibal and state government have shifted the blame for the violent activities that occurred during a political program on August 27th onto us. We want to remind clearly that we had stated on August 26th that we had no connection with the political program, did not support any violent or politically motivated activities, and will not do so in future. However, the way the government and their lawyer have lied to the Supreme Court, we strongly oppose and condemn it. Even after 30 days of the incident, the state government has not taken any sincere steps regarding the main demands of the movement. They are trying to place all the blame on the CBI investigation. No action has been taken regarding the police negligence or the healthcare corruption. The suspension of Shondip Ghosh, Virupakha Vishwas or Obhik De seems more like a mere cover-up. In reality, Shondip Ghosh was given only a nominal show-cause notice after CBI arrest. The reasons for suspension of Obhik De and Virupakha Vishwas have not been mentioned. Such big suspension orders will be challenged and taken down in court. This appears to be nothing more than a facade to pacify public anger. We demand that strict disciplinary action be taken against Shondip Ghosh and the Health Department suspend Obhik De and Virupakha Vishwas with proper justification. From the first day of movement, we have raised demands concerning safety. We have requested separate restrooms and bathrooms for on-duty doctors, adequate security personnel, CCTV and female security personnel for women, doctors' restroom and proper security measures outside wards and OT rooms. However, we want to remind that merely increasing police presence and separating doctors' rooms will not ensure safety. Ensuring proper patient services in government hospitals is essential to guarantee the safety of doctors and healthcare workers. The extensive corruption within the health system is present at all levels. There are numerous vacancies in the health system and in the peripheral medical colleges are in a devastating state without advanced infrastructures or staff appointments. The healthcare system does not solely run on doctors, it also involves GDAs, technicians, nurses and doctors, all of whom are integral. Long-term permanent appointments are not being made for GDAs or technicians. Temporary workers are being hired instead, causing various problems. In our daily experience, we know that there is no proper reference system in the state's health system. There is no central reference system, no initiative to digitize the medical services in colleges, no facility managers listening to patient issues. Patients face harassment daily due to the lack of a proper reference system, and the government provides no information on how many patients die without treatment on a day-to-day basis. With super specialty hospitals and numerous medical colleges opening up, the situation in the workplaces remain unchanged. There is shortage of doctors, permanent nurses and healthcare workers. Most new medical colleges in the districts have minimal senior faculty and inadequate modern diagnostic facilities. We want to remind that building grand structures alone does not ensure healthcare services. A sound health policy, proper staff appointments and genuine fire. Unfortunately, we do not see such a picture. We question why a seriously injured man had to travel 30 kilometers from Kondagar to Kolkata for a CT scan. And why was there no minimal CT scan facility in a nearby super specialty hospital? If the government genuinely cares about providing medical services to the poor people in district, why are district hospitals and primary healthcare systems not being revamped? We demand proper government healthcare infrastructure in each district, not mere token appointments of civic doctors and nurses. Throughout this process, the health department has taken a appalling role. It is clear to us now that the cycle of immense corruption in the state's health system and the threat politics in colleges cannot be avoided by the senior officials of the health department. This enormous corruption has continually disrupted patient services. Furthermore, it has been revealed that the Health Secretary, DME and DHS had signed orders to demolish the seminar room and adjacent rooms in RG Kar Medical College. We thus demand the removal of the Health Secretary, DME and DHS and that they be brought under CBI investigation. We want to know the Health Minister's stance on the massive corruption in the Health Department. We have yet to hear any clear statement from them. We had hoped to bring about a fundamental change in the healthcare system, making it truly people-centric through our movement for Abhaya's justice. However, now Kopil Sibal and the government are attempting to label the movement as anti-people in the Supreme Court. In this situation, we are calling for a march from Karunamohi to Shastri Bhavan at 12 PM tomorrow with the demands mentioned above to ensure a proper healthcare system capable of providing appropriate medical services to the general public. So from the Chief Minister's test treatment, we learned that the CP allegedly submitted his resignation. He himself admitted to the investigation's negligence. So why has his resignation not been accepted? Is it the police job to only control crowds during festivals? Is this the force on which our women of the state will depend? He should immediately be removed and relieved of his duties. DC North, who offered money to Abhaya's family, should also be brought under investigation, and DC Central, who tried to shield Obhikte with falsehoods, should face punitive action. We do not want the future of any medical college to resemble the situation at RG Kar. The events of August 9 are not isolated incidents, but the ultimate and horrific results of the ongoing politics of threat in each and every college. Every college should ensure the participation of elected representatives of the union and RTA in the college council and Rogi Kalyan Shamiti. The government should conduct elections among students and junior doctors in all colleges in a healthy, fair, democratic manner. We appreciate the overwhelming support of the people of Bengal for our movement with their Reclaim the Night protest and the human chains being formed on the streets. Conversely, we strongly condemn the attacks by the ruling party's goons and police on the general public from Noihati to Barasha and from Mathapanga to Basrapara. Our movement is a comprehensive one, a movement of the people. The government or the Supreme Court should not forget this. We view the actions of the general public as an attack on us as well, and we demand immediate punishment for all those involved in these incidents. The Chief Minister's call for the people to return to festivities, forgetting everything, is condemned by us in strongest terms. Calling for celebrations over Abhaya's unpunished cop is a blatant disgrace. It is an obscene and inhuman call for festivities just before justice is served. The Chief Minister must immediately retract this statement. We also condemn the Chief Minister for labeling Abhaya's family members as liars. We want to clearly state that the government, that if the state government addresses and fulfills our demands by 5 PM tomorrow, only then will we consider their request regarding this strike and going back to work. Otherwise, we will understand that the government does not wish to end this deadlock. In that case, we will hold the government responsible for the situation arising across the state.